I think the board have made a really, really good decision in terms of, the club's job is to protect the support. And if there's not that guarantee that come the second fixture, then I think it's only logical that you wouldn't reciprocate. So I think Celtic have played their part in what they were asked to do. And again, I go back, nothing of this was Celtic's issue. Nothing. When you go back to when this all started, it's nothing to do with Celtic. Celtic gets dragged into this here as being a Celtic Rangers thing. It's not a Celtic Rangers thing. This is a Rangers thing. So Celtic, when even they're asked to and have this agreement to make the stadium safe and everything else, we plough money into that. We do the works, which started months ago. And that, like I said, on both parties, it hasn't been agreed. So it's not complicated. It hasn't been done. So good faith, whatever way you want to put it, there's still an agreement for both, right? So it's not done. It's not great faith. If we allow Rangers supporters in, then we get to January and our own supporters can't get in. It's not good faith. So I think that the agreement hasn't been upheld. So Celtic rightly have to defend their supporters and their club. And sadly, as I said, the Rangers supporters miss out on this game and Celtic in the return game. But let's hope that after that, we can then find a way to get the supporters in.
Hello again. Warm welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. We've got a lot to go through the day, so let's get started. I'll start with the housekeeping right away. Hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well. That would be very much appreciated. Let's bring in John. How are you today, John?
Aye, all good, Xander. How's you?
Aye, okay. Just we've got a mother load to get through here. Obviously, we were on Wednesday night and a lot has happened since then, so we'll get straight into it, John. The Brendan Rodgers interview yesterday, we'll go into that. We'll go into that during the Rivals Corner in about 20 minutes, I would say. So listen out for that, folks, because it's quite interesting. Brendan Rodgers, obviously blaming Rangers for everything that's happened here, so we'll get into that a wee bit later on. But before we get into the preview of the Hibs game as well, because that's what we're here for, is a preview of the Hibs game, we'll touch on some ins and outs at Celtic. We'll touch on some rumours. We'll touch on, just various different stuff. We'll touch on some stuff. And we'll start with Quan. John, he's away again. He's on loan at Hibs for a season. He's just not going to do it at Celtic, is he?
No. Nah, that's him. I think his time's finished at Celtic. So, look, good luck to Quan. Never worked out for him. I think he had a half decent season at St Mirren. But I don't think he's ever going to be a Celtic player now. I never liked to look him from the start, Xander, to be honest with
you. Yeah, he'd never done anything his first game. In fact, I remember his very first outing. He gave the ball away about 3 or 4 times, if I remember. So he's away again anyway, John. He's at Hibs for a season-long loan. So good luck to Quan anyway. But I'm like you, John. I think he's finished at Celtic. I think they'll ship him out, but we'll wait and see. All right, Matt O'Reilly, John. Atalanta have come in with a 5th bid. Obviously, this is old news because this happened on Friday. So this is old news. But it's been rejected again, John. 21 million plus add-ons rejected by Celtic for Matt O'Reilly. So Celtic are sticking to their guns. As you said on midweek there, I think Celtic are looking for between 25 and 30 million for the player.
I think so. I think Celtic's looking for over 25 million for Matt O'Reilly. And worth every penny as well. He's a top quality player. So I think Celtic are doing the right thing, holding out for the best price they can get. But Atalanta want to get realistic and add another 9 million onto their 21 million bid because he's worth it, Xander. In the day's market, that's a top quality player for 30 million.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. Isn't it just Atalanta that are interested in Matt O'Reilly, John? There's quite a few clubs in for him, so it's been on our minds all summer, hasn't it, the Matt O'Reilly situation, and it looks as though that's going to drag out until the last day of the transfer window. But we're hoping he stays, John. That's you're hoping, I'm hoping, and a lot of the Celtic fans are hoping that Matt just stays on at Celtic at least for another year.
I'd rather he stayed on than sell him, to be honest with you. Even if it was a £40 million bid coming in, I would rather keep the player, to be honest with you, because I think he's top quality, and I think we need him at Celtic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally, John. Obviously, we've been linked to some players. Some links are getting stronger. We're going to go into that just now. Let's get into it then. But if you remember, John, about a week and a half ago, I said to the listeners of the Celtic Forever podcast that I was going to update everybody on the Frimpong situation, if you remember. So I had a wee look into it the day. He's got a £37 million clause in his contract, John. That ends next week. So teams have to go in for him just now if they want him for 37 million, because failing that, we think that Leverkusen are going to be looking for around 40-45 million for the player, John. So if any team wants him cheap, they need to get in for him before the end of the week.
Aye, well, I hope there is some kind of deal struck there, but if he's a £40 million player, what's matter really? That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. That's it, John. Obviously, Manchester United, they're interested in him. They look as though they're the top runners to land from Pong, John. So don't know. They'd have to pay the 37 million before the end of the week. If not, John, it could be up to 45 million for the player.
Well, Celtic's in for a good cut of the cash anyway, whoever he goes to, if he even moves on. That is, we don't know. We don't know for sure. Only Bayern Leverkusen know that, but I don't think he's a £40 million player, Xander.
Mm. Yeah, that's true, John. It's obviously the Manchester United thing is only going to happen if Bissaka leaves Manchester United. If he leaves, then Manchester United are going to go. It's just a mess, isn't it, with Frimpong, I suppose. But there is a few clubs looking at him. But we're only interested in the Celtic side of it. If he leaves, we get that big slice of the cake, didn't we, John?
12 million quid apparently. If he goes for 40 million, I think Celtic would be looking at realistically between 8 and 10 million out of that sales, Xander, which is fantastic news for Celtic. That pays for Adam Ida.
It does. It does. But we'll wait and see what happens. We can only wait and see what happens. We'll move on the now, John. Where will we go to next? Owen Winjal, left back from Ajax, John. This is a report from Sky Sports. Celtic have started initial inquiries on the player. Left back Winjal from Ajax, decent left back. By all accounts, John, he's going to cost us a few quid if he comes to Celtic. But it's good to know that we're actually looking at left backs.
Aye, it's an essential position to be filled. I don't mean to get Greg Taylor out of the team. I mean for cover for Greg Taylor, because we don't have another left back. Although Liam Scales could probably play there, but that breaks up the centre half partnership. But aye, we do need a left back pronto, Xander. We definitely do. And if it's an upgrade on Greg Taylor, all the better.
Yeah, Dutch international Owen Winjal, John. Have you heard of this boy left back for Ajax? I've heard him. He is a decent player, really is. I think we'd be looking round about to pay the 7 million for the boy. I'm not too sure, but I hope we get this guy in because he is a top quality left back, John.
I've never heard of the guy. Never heard of him, Xander. I can't comment on him. Sorry about that. But
Okay,
aye,
no problem, John.
I'm going by what you're saying. Aye, if he's a quality left back, then that's good news. Aye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he is, John. And at least we're looking. That's what I'm happy about. We're looking at left backs because, as you say, it's a position we need to strengthen, and even if it's just back up for Greg Taylor. All right, John. Dara O'Shea, Burnley player, John. It looks as though, obviously, he's very, very close friends with Adam Ida. Dara O'Shea, both playing for the Republic of Ireland, or Ireland, should I just say. But both of them play for their international team. They've obviously been talking, but Celtic are monitoring Dara O'Shea closely. That's another one on the radar, Dara O'Shea.
All right, I've heard the name before. I don't watch much. I don't watch any English football at all. As you know, I just don't like it. I just don't. The playground, the Cinderella playground, and all getting their free money. Just it's ridiculous what happens down there compared to what happens in Scotland. So I don't watch any of the English league at all. The Irish team, I've seen them quite a few times. got a lot of decent players in their team. The Republic Island squad, isn't they, Xander? Quite a good team. Although they don't do too well, they've got a lot of quality players in there.
Yeah, definitely, John. But it's I don't know. But Dara Shea, he is a decent player. You know, I think he's running low on contract. I think he's got less than a year left in his contract, so we may get him quite cheap. But we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Just rumours into it. But this one's no a rumour, John. Aberdeen have sold Miovski, so he's not going to Rangers. He's not going to Celtic. He's went to Girona for 6.7 million. That's a fair price Aberdeen have got for that boy.
Well done, Aberdeen. That's all I can say. Well done to Aberdeen for getting a good price for Miovski. I didn't want him at Celtic anyway, Xander. I told you that several times that I didn't want that guy at Celtic. But I can only say fair play to Aberdeen. That's a fantastic price. That will strengthen their team. They're already a half-decent team. So I can only say well done to Aberdeen. And I don't think Rangers were ever in the running to sign him. You know, the state of we'll get into that in Rivals Corner.
Yeah, we'll get into that in Rivals Corner, John. That's coming up very soon. It's because it does involve Celtic. It always involves Celtic Rivals Corner. That's why we do it. We're not just talking about Rangers because it's Rangers. It involves Celtic. Everything that happens over there involves Celtic. So we're going to get into that soon. Other wee bit of news. Morton under 18 beat Celtic's reserves 2-0, John, in the Scottish Cup. So the youths are out the Scottish Cup quite early. 2-0 to Morton. No a great result for the under 18s there.
No, it's not a great result. I don't watch that kind of stuff anymore anyway, but I used to watch that a lot. If it was on the telly, I would watch it. I always enjoy watching anything to do with Celtic, but no, that's not a good result. I know the B team are playing against Gretna today.
Right, okay, right. B team Gretna, that'll be a good game. So is that the B team season started to take it then? That'll be the first league game.
It must be, aye, but that's the game of the day. That's the big match of the day. If anybody's looking to watch anything to do with Celtic today, they're playing in Gretna.
Yeah, okay, we'll keep an eye on that one, John. But that was the result last night. Morton 2, Celtic 0. The youths are out the Scottish Cup quite early doors. All right, John, that wraps up any wee bits and bobs that have been happening, but we've still got a lot to go through, especially at the preview of the big match on Sunday, Celtic Park, 3 o'clock kick-off, Celtic against Hibs at Paradise. Let's get into the preview, John. We'll get into it straight away. Mikey Johnson, he's out injured, John. He's out injured. Obviously took a bad one last week against Hibs. It must have been a bad one because he's out for this one anyway. But Brendan's hinting at the potential or the possibility even that he could be leaving the club again, John, Mikey Johnson. Other clubs looking at him just now. He wants more game time, etc., etc. But Brendan hinting that there's a possibility that he could be leaving the club this summer.
Look, I don't know. I don't know if he'll be leaving this summer. I think Mikey knows himself, Xander, that I don't think there's much of a chance of him being a regular first team starter. But I like him, Xander. I do like Mikey. I'd like him to stay, to be honest. I just think he needs to work on his final ball, to be honest with you. But he has got qualities about him, Xander. You can't deny that.
Yeah, we're not saying he is leaving, John. It's just Brendan was hinting at it, saying that other clubs were looking. He wants more game time. So he's not actually. Brendan's not actually said that he's leaving or anything like that, John. He's just hinting at it. Other news for the game on Sunday: Maeda is a doubt into after no Maeda, sorry, Kyogo. Kyogo has a doubt after his terrible tackle inside the box against Hibs last weekend, crunching stamp on his foot and then his shoulder injury as well, John. So he could be a doubt for Sunday, but we did speak about that in midweek there.
Aye. We both says at the time that was a penalty to Celtic. He's injured Kyogo. That says it all, doesn't it? And the Mikey Johnson one's obviously, we knew that was a bad one as well. The goalkeeper comes out and hooks Mikey Johnson and gets away with it scot-free. Unreal.
I know, and both players are out for this weekend. So, as we said last weekend on the post-match, no protection, John. We need more protection for these players. Maybe if players are getting sent off for these tackles and challenges, or even getting booked for that matter, because none of them got booked either. Maybe they would think twice about going in these heavy tackles.
Aye, I'm surprised Brendan never brings that up, because if the fans are noticing it, surely Brendan must be noticing these hacks on Celtic players that they're not getting the players are not getting penalised for it, because some of these tackles are potential career-ending tackles as well. Sander, we've seen it, especially the one against Palmer last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Brendan must be noticing this, because we're noticing it. He must be noticing it as well. There's some disgraceful tackles going in Celtic players, and opposition players are just walking away from it. So Brendan must be seeing that as well.
Yeah, John, you look at these heavy tackles, and we know football's contact sport, but these are against the law in football terms, these tackles. So we've now got Mikey out because of tackles. We've got Kyogo, I doubt, because of heavy tackles. And we've got Palmer out because of a terribly shocking tackle against Palmer the week before, wasn't it? So 3 players out because of heavy tackles, John. Just no protection.
Zero protection. I don't know if Palmer's out. I'd imagine he is after a tackle like that. But aye, look, Brendan's got to start speaking out about this. He's got to make it known that he's not happy with the behaviour on his players, because they're disgraceful tackles. A lot of them are worthy of red cards and 3-match bans, and nothing's happening to these players. They're just walking away from it.
Yeah. It is bad. 3 main players in the team, John, out because of really heavy tackles. The Parma, obviously, he got injured against Kilmarnock a couple of weeks ago, but he was out last week, and there's a possibility he could be out this week as well. That's how bad that one, as you say. That was a very serious, ankle knock he got there. A terrible tackle, studs the lot, right into the ankle. His ankle was facing the other way, wasn't it? It was a shocker. It really was. All right, John, last year at this time we got knocked out to Kilmarnock in the League Cup, if you remember, so we need to be wary of that against Hibs on Sunday. If we play like the way we did last weekend against Hibs at Easter Road, I can't see there being a problem.
There's always a potential problem with any teams, and especially in cup games. It's a different thing, a cup game. Look, it might be the only chance Hibs have of winning a trophy, so they'll be up for it. But like he says, if we play the way we did last week against Hibs, then there shouldn't be a problem. So it just depends. Are Celtic up for the League Cup? That's the thing you've got to ask yourself. I don't think it's a relevant trophy, although it's always good to win trebles, of course. But how important is that cup to Celtic this season with Champions League and all that, Xander?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're saying, John. But it is one that, as you say, it's part of a treble. I think Brendan wants the treble this year, so obviously wants it every year. But last year it was one of his very first games against Kilmarnock, and we got knocked out. So he'll try and make sure that doesn't happen anyway, John. I think we'll be out there, and I think we will get a convincing win on Sunday. But we'll get to predictions, etc., in a wee minute. Let's get into the betting. 1-6 Celtic, 15-2 the draw, and 18-1 a Hibs win at Celtic Park, John. I mean, 18-1. I think last week Hibs were 12-1 to win at Easter Road. This week they're 18-1. I think last week Celtic were 1-3. This week Celtic are 1-6. The bookies have just more or less closed the betting on that one.
Aye. Well, that's good news for Celtic, of course. But 18-1, that's a lot, isn't it? I suppose any Hibs fans listening might fancy a wee flutter on it, a wee fiver. But I don't think Hibs really, realistically, I don't think they've got much of a chance, to be honest with you, Xander. But like I says, it's the only chance they've probably really got of winning anything this season is the League Cup. And I don't think they're even strong enough to do that, to be honest with you, Xander. I don't think Hibs are a great team at all.
No, the start of the season anyway, John. They've started really poorly, and long may that continue as long as they don't improve. Just now before the Celtic game. Anyway, John, the competition, there's nearly 200 entries for the competition this week, which is outstanding. Thank you, everybody that's entered so far. And there's still another, over 24 hours before the game kicks off. So it's the most entries we've ever had for the competition. And a lot of people are saying high scores, John, 6, 7, 4, 5. Let's go through some of the correct score betting just now. 6-0 is 28-1. 5-1 is 22-1. 4-1 to Celtic is 14-1. 4-0 to Celtic is 17-2. And then your sort of lesser scores, 2-0, 11-2, 3-0, 11-2, and 3-1 is 10-1. For an outside bet, John, we obviously hope this doesn't happen. Hibs to win 2-1 is 50-1. And Hibernian to win 2-0, John, at Celtic Park is a massive 125-1. What are you thinking of all the odds there, John?
Aye. Well, we've seen Hearts beating us 2-0 at Celtic Park last season, didn't we? It wasn't odds like that, right enough, but they're whopping odds, isn't they? That's basically the bookies have wiped the slate with Hibs there. They're just saying, nah, these have no chance. They could put whatever they want on it, apparently. Well, that's whopping odds. And thanks for waking me up this morning to tell me about the competition entries. That text message you sent just woke me up.
Did it? All right. We having a lie in, were you? Right, John. Bet builder. We got it right last week, didn't we? So the bet builder last week, we're looking for 2 in a row, right? Bet builders. Here we go. Half time. Celtic to be leading at half time. That's part 1. Part 2 is both teams to score no. Part 3 is Adam Eder to score at any time in the game. So that's looking good because it looks as though Big Adam Eder's going to be starting because Hugo's possibly injured. And under 4 goals in the game is a massive 7-1. 7-1 for that, John. What are you thinking?
Aye. What was the first one again?
Celtic to be leading in the game at half time.
Aye, that's a good one. Aye, that's got potential. That one's under. Aye, Adam Eder scoring. Good chance of that as well. Until I'm hoping and praying Big Adam first game back.
Yeah.
You might bang in a double. Who knows? Got a quality striker in the hands there, so you don't know. That's a good bet builder, that one. Aye.
Yeah, and both teams to score no, so we're looking for a clean sheet and under 4 goals. So Celtic can't win by any more than 3-0. So that's maybe the only stumbling block because a lot of people are saying 4, 5, 6, isn't they, John? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, John. It'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I think Hibs are going to come with a wee surprise, John. They're not going to play the same as last weekend, are they?
I don't think so, no. I might have a go on that bet builder myself, by the way.
Okay, John, we'll move on to the rest of the preview. Predicted lineup. Obviously, Kyogo 70-30 that he's going to be fit. So that's against him starting the game 70-30. So predicted lineup, John. Kyogo, a doubt. Palmer, a doubt. Becky Johnston's definitely out. I think that's the only injury news so far. What are you thinking, John? What's your predicted lineup?
With whopping bookies odds like that, Celtic might field a weakened team, if you like. I don't think so, though. I think Celtic will go all out tomorrow. The usual. Schmeichel, Vickers, Scales, Johnston, Taylor, O'Reilly, McGregor, Hatate. I think Adam Eder's going to start. I think it's going to be Kuhn on the right and Maeda on the left.
Right, that's fair enough, John. I'm going to think. I think there's going to be a couple of tweaks, to be honest with you, on Sunday. Nothing too drastic. I think Ralston's going to start. I think Mike Alistair, has looked a wee bit, not quite himself. So maybe give Anthony a wee run out on Sunday. Then it's going to be Scales and Carter Vickers with Greg in the left back position, Callum in the holding role, Matt O'Reilly, Rio Hatate. Let's think. I don't know. Maeda. Yeah, I think Maeda will start, and I think Forrest will be on the right, John, with Adam Eder up front.
So you're agreeing with Adam Eder starting in? You think that's going to be the man up top?
Yeah, John, I think he's going to start. I think he'll no risk Kyogo. We've got a big game next weekend against St Mirren away, so that's that's the most important game for us. The League Cup, obviously we want to win it, obviously, but I think he's going to rest a couple of players for the game against St Mirren away next weekend, potentially.
Well, time will tell. We'll find out tomorrow. I don't think so. I think he's going to start with a full complement. Just depends how much Brendan wants the treble this season. He might
Yeah,
be all out for every competition this season, but I don't know. You might be right. There might be a couple of wee tweaks, like the one you says. Forest might start ahead of Kuhn. We'll wait and see, Xander. We don't know. It's just a guess, isn't it? But I think he's going to start with a full complement.
yeah, okay. Right, John, couple of tweaks possibly, maybe not. We'll wait and see what happens when we get the lineups at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Predicted score time then, John. It's as I said earlier, 6s, 7, 7-1. I think there was even an 8 in there at one point. But you're going to get there with nearly 200 entries into the competition. But what are you thinking, John? What's your predicted final score for Sunday?
I think they'll try and put a performance on. Like, I agree with you. I says earlier that I don't think it'll be the same Hibs. It's their only chance of winning a trophy, really. So I think we will see a different Hibs, and I think it's going to be quite close. So I am going to stick with my guns and say 3-0.
Yeah, fair dues, John. Let's as long as we win the game, it doesn't matter really, does it? 1-0 penalty or deflected on goal in the last minute doesn't really matter as long as we come out the other side of the game on Sunday into the next round of the League Cup. Right, John, that's your preview done. It's done and dusted. Good luck to Celtic on Sunday. It's going to be a good game. There'll be a big crowd there as well at Celtic Park. So, looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Rivals Corner. Let's get into our Rivals Corner. This is it, John. The darkness arrives. Let's get into it. Brendan Rodgers, we heard his interview at the start of the podcast there. He's not a happy chappy, is he? It's telling everybody that this is a Rangers problem that has been from the start, and he's bang on, isn't he? This whole allocation thing started with Rangers, and it's now continuing with Rangers.
They started it in 2018. We've said this since we started this podcast. The only ones that can end this fiasco, if you like, is them. They started it. They've got to end it. And why should Celtic give them tickets when they can't guarantee Celtic fans' safety at Ibrox? No, that I think the game will be at Ibrox anyway. It'll be Hampden Park, because I don't think that place is going to be ready this season, to be honest with you. So, look, Brendan's right to say what he said. I think the only way this is ever going to end is when they get their act together, get their stadium fixed, get it safe for fans to attend. It's never safe there anyway. Bottles and all that getting chucked into Celtic fans, it's never safe.
Mm-hmm.
But as safe as, in regards to getting in and out the ground, that's the issue. And Celtic spent a lot of money upgrading the stadium, Celtic Park, so Rangers fans could attend. So you've got to remember that. Celtic spent a lot of money upgrading so Rangers fans would be safe in Celtic Park. But as usual, Skint FC can't stick to their side of the deal. So it is all their fault, 100%. Anybody that denies that, take your blinkers off. Go back to 2018 when it all started, when you were scared of Celtic fans celebrating in Ibrox. You hated it. Couldn't win with Celtic fans there. Flashed the allocation, then made it nothing. 100% all their fault. And I'm so glad I heard Brendan saying that. It was good to hear.
Yeah, is there a time that you say that, John, or anybody for Celtic say that, because Celtic have been very hush with this whole thing, and finally we get a statement from Celtic and we get an opinion from the manager, that's bang on, absolutely accurate. You heard the interview at the start of the podcast there. So well done, Brendan, for sticking up for Celtic, and that statement should have been said a long time ago, John. So well done to Brendan. Anyway, we'll move on with the rivals corner, John. Let's move on. In fact, before we move on, I think looking at this whole situation with the stadium thing, Brendan was very angry and sounded annoyed yesterday. I think it was the question from the interviewer. I think it was from the guy from Sky. He said, "Why no trust Rangers when they say it's going to be the stadium's going to be ready? You know, why no trust them?" And then that's what started the whole ball rolling, wasn't it?
Aye, well, how can you trust a team that tells you we can't guarantee that the stadium's going to be ready in time? The Celtic's been told that. We can't promise that the stadium's going to be ready for January. So that says everything, by the way, about the state of their stadium, what kind of state it's in. So basically, they've just shot themselves in the foot again. They're going to go to Celtic Park with no fans. Celtic's going to win that game. Well, it's a derby game, you don't know, but I'd imagine Celtic would be hot favourites for that.
Mm-hmm.
And look, the thing that annoyed me most about it is the fact that Celtic spent all that money upgrading Celtic Park to make it safe for their fans to get in, and then they backtrack on the deal. Now, imagine the shoe was on the other foot there. If you reverse that situation, what would their fans be like right now?
That's it, John. Yeah, it wouldn't even the fans, John. The BBC. We're going to touch on them again, by the way, but the BBC would be all over it. You know, they would. You're right to point that out, John. It'd be a different story if the shoe was on the other foot. You're absolutely bang on. But the shoe isn't on the other foot, John. The shoe's over the other side of the water. And, you know, Celtic have been very quiet regarding this, you know, up until now. That is so. As I said again, John, if I say it one more time, well done, Brendan Rodgers, you know, for what he said in his interview yesterday. Right, let's touch on the Rangers team then, because obviously we play them very soon. Yilmaz, he's out for 66 to 7 weeks, no 67, 6 to 7 weeks. So a couple of months at least, John, Yilmaz is going to be out. And let's run through some other injuries they've got, John, because, you know, they're saying the full teams at Ravi's with injuries, and they do have a few, right? They do have a few. Scott Wright injured, Balogun injured, Cortez injured, Cantwell frozen out, Hadji frozen out, Raskin injured, Danilo, I think he's got another week left, but he's still out injured, and Nisla, never heard of the guy, but he's out injured as well, John. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, is it? 9? 9 players out injured, John. So they're in a bit of a mess over there, on and off the park.
Aye, there's a lot of exotic names in their team, isn't there? That's all. That's as far as it goes. Exotic names.
Yeah.
But aye, long may it continue. I hope the rest of them get injured and they can't field a team. But aye, they're in a bad state.
Yeah, John, I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because Suter, their central defender, he's saying we must now show a reaction against St Johnstone. Right. Why not show a reaction in the Champions League? Why wait till you play St Johnstone before you show a reaction? That's my point in this Rivals Corner, John. This really, really stuck in my craw, I feel like. Wait till you play St Johnstone. The last time St Johnstone got a result against Rangers was in 2017. And St Johnstone have only beat Rangers twice at home at Ibrox, or wherever they play their home games. Twice, John, in 54 years. So it's easy to say that when you're playing against teams like St Johnstone. It finished Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0 after an absolutely shockingly disgusting VAR decision to give Rangers the first goal. But Suter coming out with, let's show a reaction when they're playing a St Johnstone team that's only won twice in 54 years at Ibrox.
Look, don't underestimate St Johnstone. They beat Kilmarnock last week. A very difficult thing to do, that. Beat Kilmarnock, who just progressed into the next round of the Conference League.
So they did, John, yeah. And congratulations to Kilmarnock, by the way. That was a brilliant result for them.
Aye, well done to Kilmarnock, and aye, hard luck St Mirren, they get knocked out. But aye, look, they're playing against St Johnstone, who I think are a better team than that Dynamo Kiev team that they played. That was a terrible team, Xander. And they turned them over, no problem. So, empty stadium, Hampden, I think it's going to be the same tomorrow. I don't think that stadium's going to be anywhere near capacity tomorrow, Xander. The day.
That's the day, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there, John. Obviously, it's they're at home. They're hot favourites to win the game, but I don't really, to be honest with you, John, I don't really care because it means nothing to me. But I just thought that was funny. Suter, we must show our reaction, and hopefully St Johnstone are listening to that, and put in a decent performance against Rangers. Back to this BBC, John, Derek Ferguson. This is go to remember this is the BBC, right? Derek Ferguson. He'll mend you, Dessels, because he showed a reaction towards the Rangers support for Burnham. So Derek Ferguson is he threatening Dessels, because he showed a reaction towards the Rangers supporters? Why is a BBC pundit coming out with comments like "Hell mend you" for showing a reaction against a Rangers crowd that was Burnham?
I don't know. It's just a strange thing to say, isn't it, really? He's a strange guy anyway, at the best of times. Turn the page, Ferguson. Very unprofessional pundit. Very, very unprofessional. He's absolutely hopeless. He reads like a primary one student, when he's turning the pages. And Rangers got the cross in and page turns.
Like that.
Aye. I'll date you, Russell, the pages. Dessers was on the edge of the box and chipped it across to the 6-yard box.
Superb, John. Superb. I think the guys at your order saying that, to be honest with you, that's a professional football player on the park doing his job. The guy's only showing a bit of frustration. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell mend you, eh? Unbelievable. Let's move on, John. Clements, this is another one, isn't it? Clements, he's saying there's several windows for Rangers to get the team into shape. It was only at the end of last season, Johnny was saying this season he's going to do this season he's going to do that. But now he's saying it's going to take several windows for Rangers to take shape. What do you think of that comment?
Several windows, as in transfer windows?
Yes, John, several. What he's saying basically it's going to take a couple of years.
All right, aye. I don't think he'll be there in a couple of years, to be honest with you. I think he's going to be sacked pretty soon because I think he's lost the dressing rooms under. Could be totally wrong there, but the way things are going over there, I don't think the players are interested in playing for him anymore. He looks like a big bully boy, doesn't he, the way he shouts at players and stuff, but I don't think he's going to last up to the first windows under, let alone a few windows.
Yeah, it does seem to be taking that shape, doesn't it, John? With Clements, we don't know. I mean, the Rangers could turn things around. Obviously, anything can happen over there. And we need to keep an eye on it. That's why we do this, because for one, they're our rivals, and for two, we're up against them in less than 2 weeks. So we need to keep an eye on them, John. But I thought that was a strange thing to say. It's going to take several transfer windows for the team to take shape. Anyway, John, let's move. Sorry, John.
Well, you know why that is, because they're saving up for money to buy players and fix their stadium. They'll not get any money. That's why he's saying that. They haven't got any money to buy players and fix their stadium. They're in a mess. It's as simple as that. At the end of the day, long may it continue, and I hope they go bust again. I've always says it. They shouldn't be there in the first place. And I hope and pray every time I hear their name that they go bust. Sorry, that's just the way I feel about them.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, John. I know there's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to view your opinions on this channel. It's not a problem. But yeah, I just thought it was a strange thing for the manager to come out and say, he should be saying things like, we'll turn it around very quickly. But he's going on about several, no one or two or three, John, several transfer windows. So as you say, long may that continue. Okay, let's wrap up the Rivals Corner. Just one more wee thing, John. The Rangers news. are saying that Rangers are linked to Mandron Diarra, and they're comparing him to £68 million rated striker, Juventus striker Vlahovic, John. So when you hear statements like this, John, you've got to wonder where they get their thoughts from and their information, John. This guy, Mandron Diarra, who by the way I've never heard of, 20-year-old striker, is compared to Juventus striker, £68 million Vlahovic. What do you think of that?
Aye, brilliant. Aye, never heard of him, but well, he might be a good player. I don't know, but who is it that's comparing this?
The Rangers news, John. So I don't know. That's what they're saying. So we can only take them at their word, I suppose.
Well, they've got one player at their club. I can't remember his name. One of the ones they just signed. He was getting compared to Cafu and all that. So
Nescafu. That's funny, isn't it?
I don't know, but look, these Rangers podcasts and all that, they're just hilarious. I used to listen to them. I don't listen to them anymore. If they get beat, I'll have a wee listen just for a laugh. But the way they compare their players is unbelievable. I don't know. I can't say any more than that. But they're good value for a laugh, Sander.
Yeah, that's it, John. Yeah. I can't wait to see Vlahovic coming to Glasgow and strutting his £68 million stuff, John. That'll be quite interesting. All right, John. Anything what you had to Rivals Corner before we call it a day with that?
Aye. Well, that's always good for a laugh. Any Rangers fans listening, that's exactly what we're doing, having a laugh.
Yeah, John. We're having a laugh, but there's a serious side to it as well because, you know, they are serious for them, that is, John, no for us. You know, I don't mean it's serious for us. We're only keeping an eye on it. So we know what we're up against when they come to Celtic Park in a couple of weeks. So that's just a wee update for all the Celtic supporters, what's happening over there. That's your Rivals Corner for the day. Right, John, back to Celtic. Let's get back to the game on Sunday. It isn't going to be easy, as I said about 15 minutes ago. They're going to come to Celtic Park. They're going to be stubborn. They're going to put in a better performance. It's a major game for Celtic on Sunday, part of the treble. You know, I said that we're going to maybe rest a couple of players that are injured. You know, they're not be playing either. Your Kyogos, etc. Mikey Johnston's. But I just think it's a chance for some fringe players like Anthony Ralston, like James Forrest, to stake a claim in the first team for the rest of the season.
Aye, I don't think Anthony Ralston's ever going to be a first team starter.
I think he started okay, John. I think he's been really good.
Aye, I know. I don't dislike Anthony Ralston. I think he's a half decent right back, but I don't think he's ever going to push Alistair Johnston out of that team. I just can't see it. Alistair Johnston's he's just got more pace. He puts on, and saying that, I was going to say he puts on a better cross than Anthony Ralston, but Anthony Ralston can deliver a half decent cross as well.
That's it, John. He scored a belter against Kilmarnock and Odd, didn't he, Anthony? But no, John, there'll be a few changes, I think, on Sunday. I really do. But I don't care as long as we get the result. That's all we're looking for. Let's get some predictions after you, John. Right, we've not done this before. I'll just a wee quick 2, 3, 4 seconds. Aberdeen against Queen's Park, League Cup.
4-0 Aberdeen.
Dundee against Airdrie, League Cup.
Dundee were decent at the end of last season. Airdrie, they played no bad against Aberdeen, I thought, but I think Dundee will be too strong.
Okay.
2-1 Dundee.
2-1 Dundee, yeah. Okay, both teams to score there. Falkirk against Milky, Hearts. Falkirk against Hearts, what are you thinking there, John?
Hearts haven't been great. Falkirk, half decent team. I fancy Falkirk for the wins under 1-0 Falkirk.
Okay, Spartans against Ross County.
2-1 Ross County.
Okay, that's it. That's us done, John. We're just about finished. We're going to do the comments in a wee minute, but before we get to the comments, just quickly mention the housekeeping again, because we need people to switch on their notification bell so that they can get a notification when the podcast is up and running. So just hit that notification bell if you don't mind, especially subscribers. Just hit the notification bell, and you'll get a notification when we're on. Hit that like button as well. Hit the subscribe button just to help the YouTube channel. We'll try to help it as much as we can just now. We're doing okay, John, but we could be doing a wee bit better.
Aye. I could always be doing, everything can be doing with being a wee bit better, Xander. Everything in life could be a wee bit better. Aye, everybody just get your notifications switched on if you're a subscriber. And the people on Facebook as well, it'd be good if you could come over and leave your comments on the podcast, and that way we can read them out as well, because there's some good interaction on Facebook as well.
There is, John, and I've noticed a few of the Facebook commenters coming over and leaving their comments, so that's good to see as well. It's things are picking up. Things are picking up. We just need to mention the subscribers and the notifications, because that does help the channel. Right, John, comments time.
All right. Where are we? So we're going to read them from the midweek podcast.
Yeah.
First up was Helen Mooney. She says, "Welcome home, big man." That's in regards to Adam Eder.
Welcome home. Yeah, the big man's home. It's good to see him, isn't it, John? He's over the moon as well. He's just kind of keep the smile off his face, the boy. But $9.5 million, John, a lot of money. But it was important to get Adam Eder signed, wasn't it?
I've seen some people commenting that Adam Eder it's too expensive. He's no a £9.5 million player. Look, we'll never know until we can judge that at the end of the season. That's all we can do with that, is judge that at the end of the season. But what I've seen, the 6 months he was here last season, I thought he was outstanding. He did a great job, and I think Celtic were right to pay the price to get the man in that we already know. So aye, and he sounds like the Reverend I Am Jolly, doesn't he, as well? He talks really slow and but Celtic fans love him, so I welcome home.
Welcome home. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, it's good to have the big man home.
Aye, thanks for that, Helen.
Cheers, Helen.
Next up was No Boy, or Nolly Boy.
Nolly Boy, yeah.
He says the BBC, he thinks the BBC stands for the Billy Boys channel.
I missed that comment. Billy Boys channel. Nolly Boys from Facebook, by the way, and so is Helen. So welcome to both of you over to the YouTube. Everybody and anybody is welcome on the YouTube channel. Yeah, Nolly Boy. What did he say it was?
Nah, he says the BBC. He thinks it stands for the Billy Boy channel.
That's quite good. That's quite good, John. Yeah, the BBC need to get their act together. But that's quite funny. I like that.
And he also says it's great to see Adam back at Paradise. Hail, hail. Thanks for that, Nolly Boy. Good comment. The Billy Boy channel. I like that.
I had this laughing there, pal. Thanks for that, buddy.
Thanks, Nolly Boy. And next up was Paul McEwen. He says, hail, hail the Celtic. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Cheers, Paul. Paul also put a guess into the competition, just to interrupt you, John. Paul McEwen put a guess into the competition, and he won it last season, John, and he didn't claim his prize. So if you're going to win it this time, then good luck to you anyway. But if you're going to win it, and if you do win it, get in contact with us, Paul, so we can send you your prize out.
Aye, thanks for that, Paul, and good luck in the competition. Rosemary says Big Eder's back. Outstanding tune as well.
Yeah, Big Eder's back. Yeah, Kuhn is long may that continue with Kuhn, John. The form that he's shown early on this season, long may that continue. And let's get 90 minutes under his belt.
Aye, exactly. Aye, that's what we need. 90 minutes.
Wingers don't normally last 90 minutes, do they? Wingers are always the first to be taken off, so it's going to be difficult for him to get 90 minutes under his belt. But that's the aim for this season for Nicholas Kuhn. As regards to the tune, I love it, John. You've done a brilliant job with that. I've listened to it about 20 times already, so I love it, John. The wee intro is superb. Well done with that. That was. And by the way, some of the comments over on Facebook regarding your intro, John, has been nothing but astounding. Not one negative comment, and hundreds of positive comments as well as thousands of views. Well done, John.
No, that's regarding the video. You did the video editing. I did the music. Let's keep it there, 50-50. It sounds all right. It sounds good with headphones on, but because I mixed it with headphones on, I recorded it with headphones, but that's never a good idea. By the way, in regards to Nicholas Kuhn, what he offers more than James Forrest is he's no scared to put a tackle in and track back, Xander. I think he's better at that side of the game.
Aye, yes. he's very, 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 very top quality, John. He just needs maybe a wee bit more time to settle in, but it looks as though he's settling in quite well. First few games anyway, he's been putting on 3 brilliant performances so far, and in the friendlies in the close season as well. He was outstanding. So we're just looking for that to continue all the way through the season.
Aye, exactly. Aye, and I like him. I do think he's better at tracking back. I like that side of his game. So, aye.
Yeah.
I love James Forrest as well, by the way. So, if there was a way to squeeze the two of them into every game, I would take that because they're two great players.
Yeah, they are, John. And the whole squad just now is brilliant. But we're starting to pick up injuries, John. Injuries. That's 3 now. 3 injuries are beginning to stack up again. That's why we need extra players in the door.
Aye. But I think we'll see another couple of signings, but aye. Anyway, thanks for that comment. Next up was Lubo25. Lubo says the big man will prove that 9 million was a bargain.
Lubo's last, he always leaves a comment now, and thank you for that, Lubo. We appreciate every comment you make. But the last 2 comments were sort of a disagreed with Lubo, haven't we? But I totally agree with him on this one. Yeah, I think he's going to be worth it, John. And I think, all being well, I think when Adam Eder eventually leaves Celtic, he could be another 20, 30, possibly £40 million player.
Well, look, big words there, but we'll wait and see. He's a big, powerful striker, isn't he? He's fast, he's strong. He's not as fast as Kyogo, mind you, but he's quick and he's strong. And he puts his body about. He's no scared to grab a player by the jersey and throw him down as well, which I like opposition players, that is, no Celtic players. But, he's a handful for defenders, so I think it will be. I think it will prove to be a good signing, Xander.
Yeah. Double your money, as you said, John. Try and get rich. I think we'll double our money at least on big Adam Eder when he eventually leaves, hopefully in 5 years' time.
It was Del Boy that said that as well, wasn't it?
That was yeah, brilliant.
I just copied him. Anyway, thanks for that, Lubo25.
Yep, thanks, Lubo. Cheers, pal. Keep the comments coming in, pal.
Of course, 25 is the number Lubo had on his jersey. We'll never forget Lubo.
No. By the way, I'm going to put a link in the description, John. You've mentioned that. The Lubo video I put on a couple of weeks ago, 45,000 views. I'm going to put the link underneath for anybody for YouTube that's not seen it. Just click on it. It will take you straight to it over on Facebook. We can't put these videos on YouTube anymore because of the strict copyright laws. So get onto that link and give it a review.
Aye. That's how you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Next up was James Doran. You want me to read this in the style of Derek Ferguson?
It was in the style of Derek Ferguson, John. I think you broke up there.
It says James Doran was up next. Do you want me to read it in the style of Derek Ferguson?
Aye, go for it. Aye, go for it, John. That'll be good.
Right, James. We're going to read James's comment out in the style of professional BBC pundit, ex-Rangers player Derek Ferguson. It was a long, hard battle to get Eder over the line. And the 9.5 million fee is a bit steep, but will all be forgotten about if Celtic land the treble this season.
That's brilliant, John. I think Celtic will land the treble this season, and I think even if we don't land the treble, I think he's going to be a performer. I think he'll do well in the Champions League. Also, I think he's worth the money, John. I think if Matt O'Reilly is going to go for £30 million, then big Matt O'Reilly's worth 9. That's the way I look at it.
Aye. Well, Matt O'Reilly. All I hope with Matt O'Reilly is Matt O'Reilly stays at Celtic. That's what I hope for. I want to see him there at the end of the season, lifting the League Cups under. That's what I want to see. Of course, the Champions League might keep him there.
Yeah.
I was waiting on you rustling a bit of paper when I was doing that there, but it never came.
No, That's brilliant, isn't it? Derek Ferguson, another one that got a job in the BBC. I mean, that is just laughable, John. It really is. That was funny.
I always laugh at Derek Ferguson when he was reading his end of the match report. What a clown. Anyway, James, I'll read that again just in case you think it was taking a mickey, mate. I wasn't. I was just doing it in the style of Derek Ferguson to give you a wee laugh.
Yeah.
I'll read it out and then we'll move on. It was
Right.
James says it was a long, hard battle to get either over the line, and the 9.5 million fee is a bit steep, but all will be forgotten. I wasn't doing a Derek Ferguson there, Xander. You're a bit late with the paper rustling. Let's move on.
No, that's brilliant with the Derek Ferguson thing. Superb. I totally agree with James, by the way. I think he'll be well worth the money. I think he's, as I said 5 minutes ago, John, I think we'll double our money when he eventually leaves.
We'll wait and see. We'll wait. At the end of the season, I can make a decision on that, Xander. But right now, it's hard to say, isn't it? It's hard to say. But going by last season, or the last 6 months of last season, it might turn out to be a bit of a bargain. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we can do. Thanks for the comment, James.
Thanks, James. Sorry for all the messing about during your comment. We're trying to get a wee laugh going here. If you listen to Derek Ferguson, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I honestly heard him doing that loads of times, Xander, when I used to listen to BBC radio.
The highest, I've heard it myself, John. I've heard Derek Ferguson doing that many times.
The rustling the paper and all that, just
Yeah.
totally. How did these guys get a job in the radio and the telly? It's unbelievable.
I know. Well, we know why they got a job. We know why.
Masonic BBC.
No, there you go. Moving on.
I don't know why. I don't know. Look, even at that, he shouldn't be getting a job. Anyway, next up was Roseanne. She says, it's good that Celtic is making moves now. I never doubted them, and I'm sure there's going to be more. For Rangers pundits, I just had a good gloat at the look on their faces. Classic. The BBC thought they were giving the Blue Mob a treat. It backfired. Ha ha ha.
Oh, well, John, it's everybody's having a laugh at them just now. But on a serious side for them, as I said earlier, John, they are in total disarray. And you said as well, John, the St Johnstone game today, that there's no guarantee that they're going to win that game and get into the next round of the Cup. St Johnstone will give them a battle and a half.
I think St Johnstone will, they might smell a wounded animal there, Xander, and turn them over. We've seen St Johnstone winning the League Cup and the Scottish Cup in the COVID season, is that right? The COVID season they won a double?
Right. Cup double, yeah.
So Roseanne thinks that the BBC or the Billy Boys Club or whatever it was, one of the boys called them.
Yeah.
The Billy Boys channel, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
Roseanne thinks the BBC, the Rangers fans thought the BBC were giving them a treat by putting the game on BBC, the Champions League qualifier. The Rangers fans, maybe that explained the half-empty stadiums, Xander, there's a free game on the telly. Why waste money and tickets going to that?
Well, John, that's actually a good point. That's maybe why the stadium was empty. But maybe not. Maybe the fans have left in their droves. Because it's on the telly doesn't mean to say that you don't go to the game. It's Celtic games are on the telly every week, but it's still a full stadium every game.
Well, look, we'll wait and see what happens today with the crowd. But I don't think it's going to be a capacity crowd the other day.
Don't think so either, John. I think it's going to be the same as midweek. 25, 30 a push.
Don't know. We'll wait and see what happens. That's all we keep saying. We can wait and see because it hasn't happened yet. But we'll talk about it tomorrow if we were right.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, Roseanne, it's always good to hear from you, pal. Thank you very, very much for your comments. Good regular there, Roseanne Xander always leaves a good comment.
Yeah, she does. And she's entered the competition as well. So good luck, Roseanne, in the competition, pal.
Aye, thanks, Roseanne. I look forward to your next comment. Next up was Martin Nichol. Hector's brother.
Yeah, Martin Nichol.
Aye, Hector's brother.
Who's that? Hector Nichol. Who's that?
I don't know. I've just heard people saying it.
All right.
My mate used to get into the chippy and ask for a bag of chips and 2 hectare nickels.
I'm quite partial to a Hector Nickel myself.
Right. He used to. He never says, you know, if you get and ask for a bag of chips and 2 pickles, that's fair enough. But he used to say things like a bag of chips and 2 hectare nickels, and he'd have names for everything, like a nickname for a sausage supper and all that.
Aye.
It's quite funny. He used to get into the wee chippy on Duke Street and he used to say stuff like that. I was just to kill myself laughing at him. I bought a How's Your Father was I bought Iron Brew.
Aye. Eddie from Bottom used to like a Hector Nickel sandwich, didn't he?
A hectare nickel sandwich, yeah.
Oh dear. Let's I'm gonna call him Hector there. What's the commenter saying, John?
It's Martin Nickel, it's no Hector Nickel. Martin, good to
Right,
see you
Martin.
here, mate.
All right, Martin, how you doing, pal?
Never seen you here before. Welcome aboard, Martin. Martin says, that's awesome. Love it. I don't know what he was talking about because that was his full comment. That's awesome. Love it. Maybe he was talking about the podcast.
No, he's talking about the intro, John. The new intro. I seen that comment. Yeah. Thanks very much, by the way. And by the way, thank you everybody that commented on the intro, and for everybody that entered the competition. There's been thousands of comments, John. There really has. Thank you to everybody that's getting involved with the channel, but especially the intro one, because I've never seen anything like it, John. That was just outstanding, and it's good to get that positive feedback. So thanks very much to everybody for that.
Aye, it's always good to get positive feedback. They don't get much negative feedbacks on this podcast, which is good. We have had a couple of bams over the year we've been doing it, but the more they stay away, the better. We don't need idiots on the podcast. Some people might see us as idiots, but that's fair enough. Don't really care what people think of me, to be honest with you, and I never have.
No, anybody that leaves, bad language comments, anything like that, John, just gets deleted immediately. So, as you said a couple of weeks ago, they're just wasting their time.
Aye. Now this next name, thanks for your comment, by the way. What was his name again?
Martin.
Nicol.
Yeah. Thanks, Martin. Cheers, pal. And thanks for the positive comment on the intro. Thanks, buddy.
Aye. Now this next name, I'm going to totally butcher this because it's a tongue twister. But let me read it a couple of times before I say it. Mihajo Milovanovic.
That sounds good to me, John. Like that. I'm not going to be repeating it, so I'll just stick to what you say.
That's a one-time offer only, mate. Don't write that again. Change your name.
That's a belter, isn't it?
I was going to try and say it again, but I'm not going to because I was lucky to get it right first time, so I'm going to leave it there.
That was impressive, John. Yeah, we'll stick to that.
We'll
just call him Vanovic.
Aye. We'll call him Mihajo. Anyway, I'm not saying it again. Great to see him here. He's talking about Big Adamida. By the way, is there anything new about Engels' transfer?
Yeah, I actually seen that comment, John. Nothing new, John. Nothing new on that. It's just the Winja left back. I think we're sort of in deep negotiations for him, the left back. But no, that a boy. There's nothing new so far, anyway, regarding that.
There's your answer. So, can I say any more on that, mate? Sorry. Great username, by the way. I don't know if it's your real name or it's just a tongue twister, but I'm not saying it again. We'll call you Mihaj. That'll do. Thanks for your comment, mate.
Thanks for the comment, pal. Another new comment. There's quite a few in there, so I think they're all coming across from Facebook. So welcome every commenter from Facebook and all our YouTube commenters as well. Thank you very much.
Mihajo Milovanovic. There you go, Xander.
Yeah, you've nailed it. Nailed. So let's hope you keep sending in comments, John, because you've nailed it.
I think it's two names rolled into one, so it looks like the one big word. And if it is the one big word, to me, that's a tongue twister and hard to see. But thanks for your comment, mate. And we'll not be saying it again. We'll see it when you come back. So do come back, mate, and leave a comment again.
Yeah, cheers, pal. Appreciate that.
Change your name, but
You know what this man go, yeah?
no, just I don't like it when I get these tongue twisters thrown in front of you when you're not expecting it.
Yeah, that's it.
Something more simple. James O'Farrell thinks it's going to be 4-0 to Celtic. Thanks for that, James, and thanks for having a nice, easy name.
That, James, thanks for your guess, pal, and good luck in the competition, pal.
Roseanne thinks it's going to be 5-0, and she says the music's grown on her a wee bit. She didn't like the music, but she says it's grown on her a wee bit. Look, we can't please everybody, Roseanne. Stick your headphones on, listen to it now that it's been remixed. You might like it a wee bit more, but you need to listen with the headphones on, Roseanne, because it sounds really good that way.
Aye, it's even with the headphones, John, it sounds really good. So it has been remixed, as you say, John. You weren't happy with yourself, so you done a brilliant job remixing that, and it's outstanding. So even Roseanne likes it now, so it can't be bad, eh?
Aye, well, I didn't get remixed standard. It got re-recorded, had to start again. But aye, because I record it with headphones, it sounds really good. But if you're listening on a wee phone or something, you go a bit sort of fuss. But get the headphones on and listen to it. It's a kicking tune.
It sure is. You'll hear it in a wee minute because we're nearly finished. So listen out for that.
Aye, right. Thanks, Roseanne. Thanks for your other comment. 5-0, I think that's a bit optimistic, Roseanne. But you never know.
There's a lot, John.
Roseanne's correct quite a lot in the predictor.
She is, and she might be right, but there's a lot of 5, 6 and 7s. There really is, John. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 here or there. I'm talking about 20, 30. 5, 6s and 7s, you know.
Aye, well, we can wait and see. It's not happened yet, so we'll see tomorrow. Next up is thanks, Roseanne, by the way.
Thanks, Roseanne.
222 BRNO says 5-1.
5-1, yeah. Not a good guess because it's been full of that, John. And that's just the YouTube comments. Go to Facebook, you'll see just 6s, 7s, you know. But aye, somebody's going to win it. You know, by the time this competition ends tomorrow at 3 o'clock, John, I'll say there's going to be at least 500 entries.
Well, I hope so. Well, I don't really, because you've got to do all the work fishing through it to find the correct scores. But aye, it's picking up.
That's it, John. That's no bother doing that. That doesn't take long because there's only going to be one score, isn't there? So they might need a bigger hat, mind you, to put all the names in to draw the winner at the hat. So I need to get a bigger hat off somebody.
Just got a big box. Stick them in there.
I'll manage something. I'll manage something, John. That's no problem.
Aye. Use a pair of your wife rints.
Aye. By the way, the prize is a Kyogo plaque, John. I don't know if you've seen these yet. Have you? These metal wall plaques? They're beautiful, top quality as well. None of your framed plastic nonsense that I was getting away last year. This is a solid metal wall plaques, John. Yeah, lovely. So, yeah, that's what you'll be winning if you're drawing out the hat.
Aye, well, some people like that garbage you were getting away last year.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the garbage was all right.
It's no garbage, it's framed prints, but you want it for nothing. Plus, you were getting away Zippo lighters with embossed logos and stuff on it, pens, steel pens. Gave us away some great prizes last year, Xander.
Yes, and I'm also waiting on, John, these Celtic pins. They're metal pin badges, you know, these wee metal pin badges you stick on your jacket, whatever. There's some lovely ones of these I've ordered, John. I'm still waiting on them coming in, so keep your eye open for them.
Aye, I know some great prizes last season, and the ones this season are really good as well. Used to see people going to the game with their Celtic scarf on. It was covered in the wee pin badges. Remember that? Used to see guys that would their scarf. You could hardly see the cloth for pin badges.
That's right, John, and they still do it. So that's what I've ordered as well. We're going to be giving them away very soon as well. As soon as I get them in through the post, I've ordered them for China. So that's what the delay is. So keep your eye on that. Possibly next week, hopefully.
Aye. No, look out for the prizes, folks. Next up was James Doran. He says, keep the animals out, Xander. I agree with James, 100%.
A lot of people think that, John. it's too much hassle into having them there, and then when we go over to their place, there's nothing but missiles getting thrown at us, all the rest of it. We can be them with it, so I agree as well, to be honest with you.
I do totally agree, but I can't say any more than that, James. Keep them out. I've said it for the start. Keep them out. I'm happy to have it. No fans at each stadium for the rest of eternity. Keep them out. Next up was.
Totally agree.
I think a lot of fans are of that opinion, and they'll just keep them out. It's as simple as that. Then there's no fuss. And their Celtic spent hundreds of thousands of pounds upgrading Celtic Park. Now, you did a video doing at Celtic Park and half the banners were off. That was Celtic upgrading the stadium for them, Xander.
That's right.
I don't mean they just took banners up as an upgrade, but they were taking them off to upgrade the stadium for their fans. And then forget it. I keep them out. Simple.
Yeah. And that could be a possibility, John, by the way. We're not going to that now because we're near the end of the podcast, but that's maybe something we'll touch on the post-match on Sunday.
Aye, definitely. Right, let's move on then, Xander. 420 somewhere just simply says, hail, hail. Hail, hail, mate.
Hail, hail, pal.
What's that? Evan Mann says, please sign a left back. I've already discussed that, Evan. Would they need another left back?
That'll be done by next week.
Aye. Colin Stewart says 4-0 against Hibs.
4-0. Possibility.
Possibility. So good luck. 420 somewhere says 4-0.
Yeah, another high guess into John. A lot of high scoring guesses, but I've went low with 2-0.
John Dory says 4-1.
Another high one. Yeah, good luck. Good luck, pal.
A lot of fours going on there, Xander. And we'll finish with the very last comment. I want your opinion on this one, Xander. James Doran thinks Ryan Porteous is a half-decent defender and worth a gamble. I don't think so.
Well, I didn't really get my say on this last week. I just left it to you, John, but I'll throw in my tuppence worth. I agree with James because I think he's worth... No, as one of the main central defenders, centre-backs, John, as backup. He'd be a decent backup, I think, for Celtic. But I still think we need another top quality centre back in at Celtic. Top quality on the bench and the backup on the bench, John. That's what I'm looking for as regards to centre backs.
I agree with you, but I don't often disagree with James, but I disagree with that. I don't want Ryan Porteous at Celtic. No, because he's a bad defender. I don't think he's a bad defender. I think he's one of the players, Xander, that would get sent off 3-4 times a season, and that's why I don't want him. I've seen a lot of crippling challenges with Ryan Porteous, seen a lot of sending offs with Ryan Porteous. That's why I don't want him at Celtic. Half-decent defender that he is, I wouldn't have him anywhere near Celtic.
All right, John, that's fair enough. Not a problem. I would only have him at Celtic as a backup, John. So he might be slightly better than Lagerbielke or Naroki. We'll never know because they never really got a chance. But yeah, I would have him in as a backup. We can agree, we can disagree. People like players, people don't like players. That's just all part of the fun, isn't it?
But look, if he tidied up the dirty side of his game, and I don't think you can take that out of a player. I don't think he's malicious in any way. I think it's more down to badly timed tackles. He had a few tasty ones on Celtic players as well, Xander.
Yes.
He is a wee bit of a dirty player. Well, quite a big bit of a dirty player. So that's the reason why I wouldn't have him at Celtic. I think he's a half-decent defender. But no, that side of his game I don't like, the dirtiness in his game. I think we'd see him getting sent off a lot, especially the way referees are with Celtic. I think he'd be sent off quite a lot, Xander.
And that's a good point, by the way. It's, people can go into crunching tackles and Celtic players and get away with it. But as soon as a Celtic player does it, it's a booking right away. We've watched it for years. And if Ryan Porteous is at Celtic, which, by the way, I don't think is going to happen anyway, but if he was at Celtic, he'd get sent off every second week, I think.
Aye, exactly, and that's why I don't want him at Celtic. You've got to think if he was coming to a club like Celtic, which I don't think he will, he'd be sent off every other week, Xander. So nah, I wouldn't have him anywhere near Celtic. Sorry, James, I can't agree with that. I do agree he's a half decent defender, but I wouldn't have him at Celtic.
All right, John. Yeah, okay. We'll all agree. We'll all disagree. It's not a problem. We're all friends here on the Celtic Forever podcast. Right, John. That wraps it up. Then that was quite a long podcast today. Very interesting today. Enjoyed every minute of it. Bit of fun there as well. Good laugh. So, Celtic against Hibs on Sunday. Good luck to Celtic on Sunday. That's going to be a good game. It's going to be a full stadium. We're looking forward to it. Into the next round of the cup. That's all we're looking for. Any thoughts before we leave, John? Anything you want to add?
No, not really. No, not getting any thoughts. I think we've covered everything we wanted to talk about. So, we can leave it there. Good luck to Celtic tomorrow, obviously. We hope Celtic turn them over. I'm looking for a 3-0 to get evens and score predictors. 1-0 to you right now, Xander. I'm hoping for a wee equaliser tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, John. We'll wait and see what happens tomorrow. All right, John, that's us for the day. If you could hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well, that would be appreciated. Remember, and hit the notifications button as well. Thank you, everybody, for entering the competition. Thank you for everybody for leaving your comments, and we'll catch you all for the post-match podcast on Sunday. Hail for now, John. We'll catch you later, buddy.
You took that too far. Hail, Xander. Hail, Xander. I'll see you tomorrow.